right, show some Dallas love, ladies and gentlemen, ex-ambassadors. We're in our DFW Accurate Performance Show. We appreciate you guys coming out, and you guys know you're in Dallas, Texas today, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dallas, Texas. Here's the thing with bands.
Yesterday, too, you know.
It's a funny thing with bands because you're touring so much, sometimes you forget what city you're in. So they got on stage. Does somebody want to tell the story about when you guys are on stage in like Missouri or something, and you were shouting out the wrong city? It's kind of like every band's worst nightmare.
We were in Missouri and Mississippi, and Sam said, exactly.
Those two states they get confused a lot. I feel like it's not just us.
Yeah, exactly. And so Sam, before a couple of the songs, was like, "Hey, what's up, Missouri?" And the entire crowd was just like chanting Mississippi. And we're on in-ear, so we can't really hear what's going on outside of our own head here too. And eventually our tech wrote it on a piece of tape and ran out and taped it on the floor in front of Sam's mic. And needless to say, he apologized and we all apologized, and then
everything's good.
Everyone, yeah.
And now I would bet that every show you do now, you have a little piece of tape before you start that shows where you
exactly.
are.
Yes, exactly. We do.
Oh, I made that mistake once. So we appreciate some questions for you guys, from you guys. And what advice would you give to a young person trying to start in the music industry?
Just keep doing it. Honestly, that's what we did. We've been playing music since we were so young, and you just gotta persist at it. There were so many years where we were on our grind, driving, all of us in, a 15-passenger van with all our luggage, sleeping 5 dudes, us 4, and our tour manager in one hotel room. You just keep doing what you love, keep playing music, and eventually something will click. That thing will happen, that opportunity will come, the break will happen, and that's what you live for.
I want to talk about that break in a second because it's an interesting story about that break. But also another question from a lot of Fort Worth in here today, by the way. Shouts out to Fort Worth. What got you started pursuing music? You two start the band as brothers, or how did it come together?
So we all come from pretty musical families and stuff. Sam and Casey's mom was a singer. She sung cabaret and stuff. And so we had music. We all had music in our houses growing up. I met Sam in kindergarten when we were 5. And we started playing music in middle school to do the middle school talent show. And Sam and Casey were brothers, so they were fighting the whole time. They didn't want to play music together at that point. And then we all sort of came together in high school, and then we met Adam the first day of college in 2006. So it's all pretty much been like a family type of.
What song did you sing in that talent show? That first talent show? What did you do?
Oh God, I think it was like a blues song, like some weird
little kid funk.
So back to the getting started and everything. Someone else had asked, what's it like to work with Imagine Dragons? But it's not just working with Imagine Dragons. They played a bigger part in your career than just working with Imagine Dragons. Dan, the lead singer of Imagine Dragons, played a big part in you guys getting signed, right?
Well, it's funny. Everyone has that story the way you just described it, and yet we were corrected when we were talking to Imagine Dragons, chilling with them, and talking about this story and how we've told this story a bunch. They corrected us and said, no, it was not just Dan. It was actually the whole band.
Oh, they all want credit.
Us,
okay.
We had a song that was doing pretty good down in Norfolk, Virginia. And they were down there, and asked their driver what he was listening to, and he played them a song of ours, an acoustic version of a song of ours called "Unconsolable," which they, really vibed off of and liked enough to take the time to take it to their producer, Alex the Kid, who also really liked it. And a couple weeks later, he flew us out to California to do like a writing session with him to see if we'd collaborate well, and it just sort of all went from there.
So congratulations on Renegades and the success of that song. It's absolutely huge. There are some remixes that just came out, which are incredible, by the way. I like all of them. The Big Data remix, my favorite, and I've played that on my open house party show that we do on the weekends. Do you guys have a favorite remix?
I think that one's my favorite.
Yeah, we like them all. That also, we love those guys. We're friends with so many of these bands now that we've been so lucky to play with, including Imagine Dragons. But Big Data is another one that we're buddy with. So
yeah, the remixes are so good. They did a really, really good job. Yeah. Speaking of that song, congratulations on the commercial that it's in. That hadn't been so bad for you, huh?
I think it helped a little bit.
It helped a little bit. Yeah. Helped a little bit. And the pay's not so bad. And I believe that Sam promised me on the phone that since the pay was so good, beer's on him when you guys came to Dallas. He thought I'd forget that too.
Man,
No.
I don't know where he's getting his figures from because I'm not sure we've seen
It takes
that
a
much
minute.
money from it. Yeah, exactly.
In theory. I think a lot of people hear like a song in a commercial and they figure, man, these guys are effing rich, man. They must be getting paid. It takes a while to see that money, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, we can finally, stop worrying about how we're going to pay next month's rent. But I'd say that's pretty much the extent of it. We're still working on the rich part.
Excellent. Great things happening for you. We want to hear you sing some music now.
Yeah.
Sound good? All right, let's do that.